This is the Variety Show 2024. I wanted to do a video about what happened earlier this year, July 13th, Butler, Pennsylvania, the Donald Trump shooting, Donald Trump with a bloody face. It was incredible. I mean, and it just looked, and it's good that he survived. I mean, it's good that Donald Trump survived what happened to him. And one thing about it, it looked excruciatingly painful, even though he got hit in the ear and it looks excruciatingly painful. The pain to me looked excruciating that he suffered. I mean, if it is how it appeared. And also keep in mind, even though former President Trump survived the attack on him, um, he lost a lot of blood. I don't think people realize how much blood Donald Trump lost in that attack on him. There was blood everywhere. He lost a lot of blood. And a person can die from massive blood loss, just blood loss alone, even though it didn't hit him in the skull, it hit his ear. But people can die from blood loss alone. He lost a lot of blood. That's one thing I think people don't realize about Butler, Pennsylvania. The other thing is a person can pass away from shock, the traumatic shock of his seeing his own blood all over the place. That would be terrifying. I mean, a person could go into shock, and it was admiring, inspirational, the way he said, fight, 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 the way he staggered off this stage. He looked weak. He looked like they had to help him walk. It was, I've never seen anything like it. And I'm not a huge Trump fan, but I'm voting for him. And it was, at that moment, the way he handled it was graceful. It was amazing the way he handled it, where he stayed calm. He didn't panic. He let the Secret Service do their job. He handled it beautifully at that moment. That was his best moment of all of his bad moments. That was his best moment where he shined for that moment. And I know there's conspiracies about what really happened. It's strange also the way they swept it under the rug. It's like like it never happened. It's almost like it never happened. Then there were two more incidents that happened after that, and it's almost like they forgot about it too fast. And also, the other take I have is, if he gets into office, Trump will need double Secret Service protection because he's clearly hated more. He's more under threat than other presidents. I mean, the level of hate, more than Reagan, more than the Bushes, he's on the level of JFK, John F. Kennedy, and there were two assassination attempts on Gerald Ford out in California. I think there were two attempts on Gerald Ford. Were two attempts on him. There hasn't been anything like that going all the way back to Ronald Reagan, who got shot, and he also lost a lot of blood. People don't know that was in Washington, D.C. in 1981. So the first time in 43 years. It's also amazing, first time in 43 years that this ever happened. And Reagan was a president when it happened. Donald Trump was a former president. So that's the difference between Reagan getting shot and Trump getting shot. But then, like I said, if Donald Trump wins the election, he gets back in the White House, he will need a lot more Secret Service protection. I know people should take into account he'll be more under threat. Plus his age, he's limited to one term, meaning, he's not going to get more than one term if he gets in. And during that term, he'll need more Secret Service protection because he's more under threat. He's more of a under threat. There's so many death threats against Donald Trump because he's more controversial. He's gets people really angry and hostile. I've never seen this kind of hostility toward a candidate. And the whole January 6th thing, if Donald Trump wins, remember, we have January 6th comes before January. People be reminded again of January 6th because the anniversary comes up before the inauguration. And that'll be another reminder about the threat that Trump is under, people that think Trump is responsible for what happened on January 6th. So we're not, even if Trump wins, we're not heading for nothing good. So you can leave comments on this. This is the Variety Show 2024.